Okay, morning everyone. Welcome to the briefing on Thursday the 19th. Thought I'd leave the overnight chart on there with that massive trough lines and fronts that went through. We got lots of lightning and hailstones and all sorts associated with it. And it's just starting to clear sort of Surrey and Kent now. And you can see even by midday, it's probably only over the coast of Holland, drifting slowly away. High pressure building behind that. Seeing the pressure going up already fairly quickly, drying things out, stabilizing things a bit, which is good news. So reasonable spacing on the isobars as well, light southwesterly flow, I think, over most of the country, to be honest. The TAFs don't really say a lot, to be honest. Farnborough, and the key bit here is scattered at 4.5, sometime a bit later in the morning and throughout the day. The other stuff really relates to what's happening now, reduced visibility and cloud this morning, and just temporary reduced visibility up until probably 11 o'clock, I suspect, but no significant weather. That's the key one as well. And looking at the TAFs and METARs further to the west, they'll all look good. Exeter's giving scattered at 3,000. They're always a bit pessimistic down there. It's always better than they actually forecast. And the other one that's worth looking at is just Bristol, what they're going to be giving throughout the day. They're saying initially scattered at 2.2, but getting better by the looks of that TAF. And then the upper winds across the centre of the country, just fairly light. It was southwesterly on the ground, 250, 260, 5 knots, really, probably around Lasham, 5 to 8 knots at the most. Flying heights, middle of the country, 250, 10 knots. Yeah, it's a bit stronger down in the channel, just for a bit, but I don't think it's going to be that sort of strength around us. So yeah, 10 to 12 knots at flying heights from a sort of west-southwesterly direction. Sat pick and rainfall radar, well, they still show a lot of cloud associated with the front, and we just play the animation. You'll see it rolling past us, and this is the bit we're really interested in, the clearer, better air that's coming from the west, slowly and gradually improving over the next hour to 2 hours, and then we'll be in this area here. You can see exactly where the rain is associated with this, and these showers here are just dying out fairly quickly in the area we're interested in, which is where the high pressure is coming from. It'll come over the country and just dry everything out, kill any shower activity, and hopefully give us a nice day. Winchester and Basingstoke, maybe 21 in London. This seems to tie up with that. They're always a degree or two lower than what we actually get. So it says 18s and then perhaps 17s in the centre of the country. So yeah, 19, 20, I think is the key. Dew points, well, hard to tell just at the moment because the dew points and the moisture we've got is associated with the rain and the fronts that have gone through. They're still quite high. They're sort of 10s and 11s, but I think they'll be a long way down from that during the day. I always look at these and then knock 2 or 3 degrees off this, so 7s, somewhere around there, maybe even down to 5 in places with a bit of luck. And unfortunately today I've not been able to download the GFS predicted ascent, so I'm just going to go with what Top Meteo are suggesting, and they're showing the low cloud initially. This is 10 o'clock. I think it's probably already like this, beginning to clear here. Temperature going up quite nicely. and certainly by 11 to 12 o'clock, we're in the clear. We're going to see cumulus. They're not showing a great deal of cumulus on Top Meteo's prediction in places during the day. So that's sort of 11, 12 o'clock. That's 2 o'clock. And then sort of 4 o'clock. I think we can have more than that. Personally, my gut feeling is with a bit of moisture on the ground, we'll see sort of scattered Q over most of this area and out in towards Wales as well. They are showing some mid and upper level cloud coming in later in the day, and that's with the next front that's arriving overnight and tomorrow morning. So thermal heights probably going by mid-morning, I would have thought. It's always a bit of a guess on this one when it's really going to get going, but I think you need to be ready by 11:30, and then midday, 1 o'clock, 1,1300 meters, 1,400 meters around here. Saying it's going to be good into the West Country and parts of Wales. Certainly out to the west looks the better option towards the high pressure. And then by the afternoon round Lasham, 1,700 meters, so 4,500 feet. So yeah, Farnborough's scattered at 4.5 would be about right. Good down to the West Country. They have these little Q congestion, they call it, which is more like sort of spread out in places. But again, good into Wales, 15, 16, 1,700 meters out that way towards the Mind. And then it should go on. Certainly not gone 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock today. But as I say, you've got that front coming in, changing the air mass and changing the sort of upper cloud, which might kill things off. So suggested distance from Top Meteo, let's go with the standard class. Prediction, it's out to the west and out to the northwest. So a task down towards the West Country and then maybe up towards the Mind and back to Lasham. Should be good for 400 to 500k at least for 18-meter and open class gliders. Slightly smaller gliders, perhaps a little bit less. That's the 18-meter predicted distance. So yeah, quite a nice day. Once it gets going, we clear the low cloud out of the way, and I think the temperature will rise fairly quickly. It'll dry out. The ground is dry anyway, and even that we sort of had a lot of rain last night. It'll soak in really quickly. That won't be a factor particularly. I think you're going to find soaring by 11 o'clock midday, and it going on for most of the day. Okay, so good forecast. Hopefully we'll all go out and enjoy it. Airspace wise, well, fairly quiet. You know, bits of parachuting here, parachuting at number 33 at Bryce, but it's over the airspace. 23, the danger area. They just, again, changed the classification, raised the height a little bit. Not really an issue. Lots and lots of paragliding activity, 24, 15, all around here, out to the west of us. And again, out to the northwest, 36 and 37. Yeah, multiple paragliders here, there, and everywhere out to the northwest as well. So that's the main feature of today. There's no other real restricted airspace that we need to worry about. So quite clear in the area down towards North Hill, and again in the area up towards the Mind. Fairly quiet in terms of airspace. Operationally, no jet movements, but there is a PA-31 departing this afternoon, and that's at about 4 o'clock allegedly. That's the only activity we know about. Didn't seem to be that many people rigging, so just go out to the runway when you want to fly, folks. We're going to be on 27. We'll have the winch slightly offset to the south with a slight southwesterly breeze. and we'll launch you whenever you want to go. Should have, I think, 3 tugs today, so should get through that fairly quickly. Okay, and hopefully I will see you out there.